So we know that Discotek is probably going to do another Media Day showcase at the end of the year. They did it last year, and it really got people hyped up for what was coming this year and excited to pretty much purchase and make part of the collection. And one of the biggest things people look forward to the most out of these Media Day announcements by Discotek is basically what's coming or what will be announced to be coming and be part of Discotek's SD on BD lineup, or part of their division, or distributed by their division, I should say. And SD on BD, in case you don't know, is short for standard definition on Blu-ray. And again, like I said, that is the one thing that a lot of people look forward to. You know, not just the other releases and all that from, you know, what animes are coming to Blu-ray and 4K for the first time, probably, you know, ever, or whatever, or what other, you know, Japanese, you know, inspired shows or movies are coming to Blu-ray and 4K for the first time, probably ever here in the US. But mostly it's the SD on BD releases. And they've come up with some good ones lately. I mean, Extreme Dinosaurs, they made an announcement on Street Sharks. And I think with Extreme Dinosaurs, they did say in the recent Media Day, which was around Halloween, they said it's going to be the best that they can do. That they're going to use what they can. They're going to use what they have access to give us the best that they can, and that the audio will be mono, not stereo. So basically, they're saying, hey, it may not be perfect, but it's the best we can do. And I think that's a subtle shot over at N-Circle, because obviously people at Discotek heard people complaining about how N-Circle distributed the Sonic the Hedgehog Complete series on 2 discs, and it really didn't fly, you know, with a lot of folks. So I think that was kind of a subtle shot, if you will. But if there are other shows and movies from Deke Entertainment and WildBrain that I think they could do, you know, as part of their SD on BD lineup, you know, have it distributed by that division, to me, there's plenty to go around. For example, right here is Sonic's at Ham. That is the most obvious one. Fans want that one, no doubt. So I don't see no problem with that. The other one, though, that I think could get an announcement, because it's pretty much hiding in the dark, is this one. Heathcliff and the Cadillac Cats, and even Jayce and the Wheel Warriors. To me, those would be, out of the Dick Entertainment WildBrain shows out there, outside of Sonic, Heathcliff and the Cadillac Cats and Jayce and the Wheeled Warriors would be the most likely ones to get announcements. I really think that. Because if they can't get Sonic, then obviously they got to get something that they know fans will sink their teeth into and spend money on. And to me, Heathcliff and the Cadillac Cats on 2 discs, or as part of a 3-disc set, actually, with the 3rd disc being the movie, I think would be a seller. And Jayce and the Wheeled Warriors, no doubt, 65 episodes, 2 discs, pretty much people will buy that, just like that, because if they grew up on it like I did, they'll want it as part of the collection. And as people like Zara Nizarek has said, the bit rate goes up. The video file that gets used, is a better video file than what is used for DVD. So it would make it look a lot cleaner, not perfect, but, it would make it look decent enough to enjoy. Other titles I think they could look into is, Cops, the animated series. That could be one they could look into for the SD on BD release. And if they want to do BD releases, period, Pound Puppies and Legend of Big Paw is one way to go. To me, that's one way to go, because that's never been on Blu-ray. So they could do that, in my opinion. I don't know if they can get the okay from Hasbro, but I think they can make that happen. And, there's others out there. I mean, heck, if they want to collab with Shout Factory and Hasbro, you could look at things like MLP Friendship is Magic and MLP G1. You could look at Transformers G1, Transformers G1's Japanese continuation, Beast Wars, Beast Machines, and even Gem and G.I. Joe, and the list goes on. The list goes on. If they wanted to make a deal, with Hasbro, make a collaborative deal with Shout Factory and Hasbro to make that happen, I could see it. I could see those getting the SD on BD treatment, but more than likely the ones I showed you before that, like Heathcliff and the Cadillac Cats, Jayce and the Wheeled Warriors, Cops, and even Pound Puppy's Legend of Big Paw, will more than likely be, you know, the titles that will get the announcement treatment on media days, maybe the end of the year media day, by Discotek than anything else, in my opinion. Now, there are other shows that they could do. Absolutely. Get Along Gang, as I think is a good one they could look into. Get Along Gang is a good one. Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa. Biker Mice from Mars. I mean, come on. Those are two shows I definitely think they could look into. I mean, if they can get the Legend of Calamity Jane, you know, which was aired around the same time as the revival or soft continuation of Biker Mice, then I think they can get the original Biker Mice and the new Biker Mice as part of the SD on BD releases, as well as I think they could get Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa. You know, those are titles I definitely can say that once those get announced, if Discotek announces them, I should say, fans will flock for. Fans will be excited for. And I don't think the video, and I don't know if the video files are, you know, the original files are, you know, good enough or whatever the case may be, but I can definitely tell you whatever they get, they'll enjoy. And that's a fact. That's a fact. You know, other shows they could do, you know, as well. You know, Skeleton Warriors, Wildcats, you know, from the CBS Action Zone. You know, I think those would be good too. So those are just some of the, so to me, again, Discotek's got, you know, if they make the right connections, and I'm sure they will, you know, they have their pick of the litter when it comes to whatever animated shows from the from the early to mid 2000s, from the early mid to late 80s, and even the 90s. They have the pick of the litter of what they could choose to put on SD on BD, and those are just examples of what I feel they could do. Those are just examples of what I believe and feel they could do for SD on BD releases or additions to the SD on BD division for distribution, you know, as part of the lineup. But what do you guys think? What are your thoughts? Do you think maybe, you know, any of those might have a chance being announced by Discotek in the near future as part of their SD on BD lineups, you know, for 2024? Or do you think maybe, you know, those don't have no chance of getting announced? Let me know down below, and let me know which ones you would like to see get the SD on BD treatment outside of the ones I've mentioned. And until then, guys, you know, I'll talk to you later. Oh yeah, and one more. I think they should also try to get Denver the Last Dinosaur. That would definitely get people enjoying, people flocking to, you know, for an SD on BD release. But again, let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Out of the ones I've mentioned, including the one I just mentioned, which ones do you think I forgot about, and do you think you would like to see? And until then, I am out.